Like, and I just started laughing. You know, we've talked about this. My veins are so tiny, and I'm like the worst person for IVs or, you know, the PICC line.
So why were they laughing?
They were just laughing, and then they were like, they were young kids, you know, they were young nurses, and they were just like, oh, what are you gonna do for July 4th, you know? And they were all talking about their plans for July 4th. And meanwhile, it's been 4 years since I've had a social life and gone out. So I just was really crying at that point, because I was like, you know, I'm in a doctor's office, and they don't even understand. And I mean, there are some doctors out there that I'm sure that really do understand, and I've heard some wonderful doctors out there. Just unfortunately, a lot of the doctors that, you know, if you're really strapped for your insurance, you know, to pay, there's nothing you can really do. So you know, that drive home, I mean, the doctor said to me that this is something I might have to live with. Living with Lyme was not, it wasn't even an option. If he would have known how I felt, I mean, he wouldn't want to live either. Like, he really wouldn't have. And I don't, to this very day, like, I don't understand when someone says, like, you know, you're going to have to adjust to a new normal, because that wasn't a normal for me. It wasn't, my life was completely on hold. And, you know, I just remember driving back from the doctors and just really wanting to drive my car off the road. And I actually did. I drove my car and I sat the side on the, you know, just crying and crying and crying and just praying God to just, what should I do, you know? And
so then it was like, what, winter 2008?
no, this was summer, early summer. This was 2009.
2009.
Yeah. So it's like I just I needed something. I needed to get quick fast. And then I Googled everything. You know, I Googled and I found this woman, Perry Fields. So, and I think I'm giving you her website. It's www.
Was it that athlete?
Yeah, beatlyme.com. And I was skeptical at first, because, you know, so many people with Lyme like rip you off, and there's so many quacks out there, and it's just, you never know what's which, you know? Someone told me, like, oh, you could just think your way out of Lyme, and I'm like, that's impossible. Then I had some people being like, you know, you should just have protein, Heather. Like, that's your problem, you know? So, I mean, I've heard everything, and it's sad, you know? I mean, when doctors are like, oh, just have protein. So I called her, and at this point I had like no money, and I think I even applied for another credit card at this point. And I called her, and you know, she was very informative on that one session. Basically, like, did a whole rundown of what to take for Lyme disease, and you know, just it was in different steps. So I could talk about some of the things that she told me to do. First, I was very surprised that the first part, the phase 1, was basically detoxing, you know? And I knew I had so many toxins in me. I was like a toxic mush from the antibiotics. So, you know, a lot of it included ionic foot baths, which, you know, you can get online for like $90. A lot of it was like saunas, infrared saunas, and you know, I mean, she discussed benzonoid clay, which is it's kind of like a clay that you take it. They have it at Whole Foods. It's benzonoid clay, and you could take it with psyllium husk powder, and you just take that at night. And I'm trying to think of what else. There was a whole bunch of things.
So that's how you started on your self-healing.
It was a self-help healing. It was very scary going off antibiotics, but I knew I just needed a break too. So, and then after that, I did some of the things after that. After, you know, phase 1, it was like a phase 1, and that's mostly detoxing. And I think she also recommended a parasite cleanse. And
okay, so you did a whole series of things like vitamin drips, ozone IVs, frequencies, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A whole range of detox protocols.
Yeah.
So starting with the one that you think helped you the most, the number one, what would you say what it was?
Honestly, probably the IV vitamin C. The vitamin C drips. When I got them done, I noticed. Well, there was a woman that got it done at the same doctor's office that I did, and she overcame cancer with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, I'm like, well, she can overcome cancer with this, and this should be good. So I was told that vitamin C, and I'm not sure about this, but vitamin C, if you have it in large quantities, that it could mimic hydrogen peroxide. I'm not sure. That's what I don't know. That's what I was told. So that's something I need to look up or ask a doctor. But the vitamin C IV, when I first got it done, I had pain in my lower back, and I will never forget this. I left the doctor's office, and I was really, really cold, and I was sitting in a car, and this is like in the heat of summer. I mean, this is in the middle of summer, and it was very, very hot, and I was shivering. So I literally had to put the heat on in my car when it was like 100 degrees outside. So, and I asked what this phenomenon was, and it's basically if you're taking something to kill the Lyme, or you're taking something like that, it's your immune system basically kicking in. So that's what I was told. So that was very painful though, because I remember my whole lower back hurting me so much, and I was just screaming in pain.
So the pain was basically the Lyme being killed.
I've never felt pain like that before. It was like a knife going in my lower back. And I asked, and I Googled it, and I talked to some people, and they've seen that phenomenon in people in other diseases like HIV. They've had that phenomenon, and I was like, this is so strange. So, I don't know. That's my hypothesis. So.
Okay, so after the IVs, what was the next most powerful thing that you did?
I did, to kill off the Lyme, the Salt C protocol was very good, cheap and good.
Okay, how does it work, and what does it do?
Cheap is a good thing for people with Lyme. Like, if something's like free or cheap, like under $10, like I'm there. Basically, you take Himalayan sea salt, and you take this with like a powder vitamin C. So you take 3 grams of basically like a 1/4 teaspoon. So you do 3 of those. So like in the morning, I would take a glass, and I took, it was 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I'd take 3 of those.
Salt.
3 of those of the salt, and then 3 of the vitamin C powder. And I did that 4 times
a day?
In the day.
And so what does it do?
Major die-off reaction. I mean, major. I was like, salt? Really?
So
and vitamin
salt
C?
kills Lyme? That's what it is?
High quantities, like very high quantities. But you have to watch your electrolytes when you do it.
But I thought salt gives electrolytes, like the salt and water.
But if you're taking that much salt, it messes up your balance.
Okay, so how do you balance it out then?
You take electrolytes, and I have these electrolytes that I got on health2heart.com. But that's Perry's website, or you can also, Zico is really good, like coconut water. Do you know those, like Vita Coco?
Yeah. So hold on. So how long were you doing the salt protocol?
I was doing this for 1 week on, 1 week off for 2 months. 2 months probably.